Good evening, everyone. Today is Saturday, April 6th, 2024. This is my regular channel, which is just a regular gardening channel, and I have 44 subscribers, which is wonderful for me because I'm not looking for a big million member YouTube channel and all that stuff. I just do a gardening channel. We all support each other. I'm members of their channel, and we're having a great time because I'm too old to be trying to be an influencer, okay? And I'm not savvy enough with cameras and equipment and things like that to even try that. So I'm staying in my lane. But I know that I will have visitors once this video is uploaded. And this particular video, which is part 1, is going to be uploaded after the eclipse, the historical eclipse event. And the reason I am doing this video is that I just wanted a record of my experience. I'm going to tell my story real quick about how I became interested in eclipse. And check out my shirt, y'all. Look at it. I ordered this months ago, okay? But it says Total Solar Eclipse, Ohio. Once it was determined where we were going to be and everything, I ordered it. And I think it's so cute. I got the colorful one. And I made a green hat to match it and all that good stuff. But anyway, I am almost 60. I'll be 60 in July of this year. And I can remember years ago when I was 14 years old and just starting high school, we had a solar eclipse. It was I think it was the last, before 2017, it was the last total solar eclipse before then. It hit in Portland, Oregon, and in that region, but we didn't get it. We just got a partial. Well, because it happened in the month of February, that partial eclipse, we never got it because it was so cloudy and snowy. It was the dead of winter here. But I remember us looking out the window at school, trying to see it and things like that to no avail. Now, there's been other little eclipses and other celestial events in between 38 years ago when that happened and now. But even with those other celestial events, harvest moon and all that stuff, we always ended up with clouds. And so in 1979, when I saw the eclipse on television, I thought, wow, that would be so cool to see. And from then on, I said, I want to see an eclipse. And I thought that maybe more would come. I didn't know that, they happen every however many years and all that stuff. I didn't know all that at the time. I had never even heard of an eclipse until the eclipse of 1979. And the hype wasn't like how the hype is now whenever we have some type of celestial event, because the technology wasn't there. You just turn on your news one evening and they announce, tomorrow we're going to have an eclipse, and that was it. And it happened, so that was 1979. And like I said, I was 14 years old at the time. Okay, fast forward to 2017. No other eclipses, not in this region, had hit since then. And so they kind of hyped up the one of 2017. And at the time, I was my mother's caregiver, my late mother's caregiver. She passed in 2020. But during that time, I was her caregiver in 2017. So it was no way. I probably would have traveled to it had, I not had that responsibility. But I wasn't upset that I couldn't travel to it. Actually, I was happy because we were getting the great partial eclipse once again. Guess what? It was cloudy. I didn't see a thing. The only part of that eclipse that I saw was my niece. She was a teen at the time. She held a piece of paper towards where the sun should have been, and we got a glimpse of a shadow for maybe 5 seconds. And it looked like the sun had a bite taken out of it. It looked like a bit cookie, okay? That's all we saw for maybe 2 or 3 seconds, and that was the end of the eclipse as far as us we were concerned, because they said it was going to be spectacular. If it had been a sunny day here, which was in the month of August, and it should have been sunny, but it rained that morning and it was cloudy, overcast all the way, and it was no looking back with that. But anyway, had it been sunny, we were supposed to get partial darkness. It was going to look like dusk in the middle of the day. It never even did that. It was already dark because it had stormed. So we didn't see no difference. The air didn't feel no difference, nothing. So I just watched it on TV. That was the end of it, okay? And yeah, I was disappointed because I would have liked to have seen that. Flash forward to now. Let me tell y'all, I'm in Michigan. I'm in Michigan. So it was still iffy. But the moment that I heard that this eclipse was coming in 2 days, whoa! When I heard that this eclipse was coming back last June, I booked that day. Got the room for $69. And here we go. Zoom, zoom, zoom. We're leaving out tomorrow. And we're going to see the eclipse. Now, as the weeks went on leading up to the eclipse, up until like 3 days ago, I was a bundle of nerves. I hadn't slept. It was horrible because we had no idea. I was like, this weather's going to have to be nice. And, I know Michigan and Ohio is so close because where we're going to be is only 55 miles from where I'm at now, not far. So our weather is going to be pretty much the same. And I say, I know how our weather is this time of the year. And April showers, that's number one. That was the first hurdle. Then, even if you don't have April showers, you have the April clouds and all that. So we just didn't know. But I was like, okay, everybody's flocking to Texas because that's a given. Texas, Mexico, all the southern, parts of the United States. That was a given. Weather's going to be pristine. I thought, maybe I should have booked for that and just gone that way. Then I was like, no. Even if I don't see it, this is going to be so historic, and this is going to be my first and last eclipse because by 2044, I will probably be dead and gone. I have too many health issues and I'll be 80 for one. So even if I didn't have health issues, I'll be too old to be trying to chase an eclipse. So I said, I've got to make the best of this. So I just prayed. I was like, well, God, if you see fit for me to see it, let it be a nice day. And even if it's not, it's historic, it's still going to get dark. I can at least say I tried. It's better to have tried and I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's better for me to have tried to at least see it and it doesn't turn out the way I would like than for me to sit at home and not try. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, y'all, while I'm rambling here. But anyway, as the week went on, the weather forecast was iffy. They said that, it rained all last week in Ohio and here too. Then the rain kind of cleared out. Then they said that Monday was going to be like 60% clouds. So they were like, we might get a glimpse of it or we may not. It's supposed to rain early that morning. They said, hopefully the rain will clear out by 1 o'clock when the partial part starts. We were just up in the air. This was Wednesday. Thursday, it had improved a little bit because some system that was coming from Colorado, from the Rockies, had all of a sudden kind of went through. It was going through a lot faster than what they anticipated. So that meant that the storm system that was supposed to hit Monday morning was going to clear out by Sunday night. It's like, okay, that's good news. Then they said, well, it looks as if we're going to have like 40% clouds. So we might get a few glimpses of the eclipse. I said, all I want, if I only see it for 1 second in totality, that's all I want. So I was getting happy. Friday was all she wrote because y'all know that was the big day when all the big stuff come in. We are in the sweet spot, as it turns out. It is supposed to be only 25% clouds, and those are just your regular clouds. And they're going to be the little fluffy, the ones you see passing by every now and then clouds, okay? It's supposed to be mainly clear with those few little passing clouds. No rain. 71 degrees, which is unheard of up here in the north, okay, y'all? They said the climatology flip-flopped from the south to the north. We're getting the weather that they get in the South in Texas and Arkansas and all those places that are in the path of totality. And they're getting what we normally get this time of the year. Thank you, God, okay? I'm sorry, Texarock. In Arkansas, I like the Flintstones, y'all, okay? I'm sorry, Texas and Arkansas. I'm sorry. But y'all done seen some eclipses, okay? We always get the short end of the stick. So finally, because the next one's not coming through here until 2099 through our area. Nothing like, it. We'll get that 2044 one, but I don't even think we're going to get a partial on that day. And I could care less about a partial at this point, but we're not going to get that. So if I'm alive at 80 and doing good or whatever, let's say I did get to it, I would have to go to Mississippi or somewhere, or California or possibly Florida to see it. Not doing that. I already know. So for my first and final eclipse, if nothing happens between now and Monday, and then of course we got to get there because we're driving. So, fingers crossed, I'm praying, everything else. But if we make it there safely, get to a spot where we can sit and enjoy it. I've got my glasses. I'm ready. So this is my pre-video. Now, I've been watching everything eclipse for the past 2 weeks. And last night I saw a TED Talk. And this guy, his name was Brandon something. I have to look it up. Anyway, if you pull up the word TED, all capital, y'all have heard of TED Talks. Pull up TED, just TED, not TED Talks, just pull up TED. Go, and so it'll take you to the channel, and pull up Eclipse. If you pull up TED Eclipse, then this man's story will come up. And so I thought that it was interesting. He said that how he's an eclipse chaser. He calls himself an umbraphile. I guess that's the word that they use for people who chase eclipse. He said he spends most of his money chasing eclipse. He's seen a lot of them. But he said before he ever saw one, a professor told him, before you die, make sure if you have the opportunity to see a total eclipse. And he said he didn't think much about it. And he's like a scientist now and stuff like that. And so he said that when the eclipse came in 1994, I believe he said, he went and he saw it, and he said it changed his life. And he said, and now he's an eclipse evangelist. His story was interesting, and he described it. And at the end, he said, or towards the end, he said, I feel as if it's my duty to tell you that before you die, if you have the opportunity to experience the totality of an eclipse, you owe it to yourself. So, I took that message to heart. Then he went on to say, now, I'm a believer. I'm letting y'all know now. And if you're not, that's fine. That's y'all, okay? That's you. But I am a believer. I know that God exists. So therefore, and I'm not going to get into that story of how I know, but just know I had a near-death experience in early 2021. And that's how I know. But I'm not going to get into all that. But anyway, he said that he wasn't a believer. He said, I don't believe in God. He's like, I wish I did, but I just don't. Okay, I can respect him saying that or whatever. That's him. Okay? But he goes on to say about how he's, it made him feel so special and all this stuff, which it did, I'm quite sure. And he said it changed his life and stuff. And I thought to myself, brother, you still chasing these eclipses because you want to feel that. You feel in God. That's his power. Unless he believes in evolution, I don't. I know God created it. That is God's will for every eclipse that hits. The way I look at it is this was God's predestined design for us. It's a gift. I look at this as a gift. God knows that I've always wanted to see one. I prayed, and I'm going to actually get to see an eclipse. They say 1 in only 10,000 people ever get to experience the totality of an eclipse. And I'm 1 in 10,000, or 1 in 10,000 of each eclipse, that is. And that includes if it's cloudy. It doesn't include you actually seeing it. That's the whole number. 1 in 10,000, although this time it's going to be millions. Okay, so that number's getting ready to change. But it's rare. Eclipses are rare. This is going to be a gift. I believe it's a gift from God to me personally. And I'm going to see it, and I'm going to make the best of it. So because we're 14 minutes in, I don't want to go over 15. Okay, so this is part 1. I'm going to end this, but now part 2, I'm going to pick up at the eclipse event. And I'm not going to come on until we're minutes from totality. I will not have the camera on the eclipse itself until totality hits. It's going to be my reaction, my very first experience, my very first eclipse. That is, if I don't, get caught up too much. But no, I plan to have it. I want to film it. Okay, so I plan to do that. If nothing happens and if all is well, okay, I'm going to have that phone ready. So I'm going to come on a few minutes before as it begins to get dark. And when we hit totality, I'm going to try my best to zoom that phone to it so you all can see it and see the corona and everything, the planets, everything that I'm going to see. I'm only filming for about 30 seconds, y'all. Then the phone is going to be down. I'm letting y'all know in advance because otherwise y'all get mad. Why in the heck she take that off the eclipse? I'm not filming the whole thing because I do not want to risk my phone, okay? So I'm going to film about 30 seconds, a half minute of it. So you'll get to see the best part. I can't even film the Bailey's beads. I cannot film the diamond ring. It's a risk to my phone. I do not have a filter. Okay, so anyway, now if I find a phone filter once we get to Ohio, which I doubt, but if I find a ISO, compliant filter, then I will, do it. But otherwise, I'm not. Okay, so anyway, so the phone will be dropped down, filming the ground or whatever. And then I will continue to do my commentary as it's happening. I'm a revel in it and all that, and I'm quite sure you'll hear the cheers at the end. I may even go quiet when I'm doing the last minute of it because where I'm going to be at, totality is going to be 1 minute and 53 seconds. So while I'll probably do a little bit more than 30. I'll probably do 45 seconds or whatever. Once it drops, and then the recording will continue as I marvel at the rest of it. So you'll see when daybreak hits again, all that. And then I'm going to, cut it off, and that'll be the end of it. Everything's going to be uploaded on the same day. Possibly it'll either be the following day, April 9th, or I might wait till next weekend. So look at it by April 13th, Saturday the 13th. But anyway, that's probably when I will upload it because I'm still, the week I'm going to be coming off the eclipse high and I don't know what I'm going to want to say afterwards because there will be a part 3 where I will come on and tell you about my experience, how I feel about it, if it changed my life, and if I feel that everybody should see an eclipse, I'm probably going to say that. I'm going to let you know if it scared me because I'm kind of nervous. I'm scared. I've never seen nothing like that. And they say it's a creepy, eerie feeling you get in the pit of your stomach because although you know what's happening and everything, they say, but you've never seen it. And it just seems so out of order from what we normally see every day. So that part is going to kind of, freak me out. They say it's very eerie, but but once it's over with, it's the coolest thing you've ever seen. So I will be letting y'all know everything, how I felt about it, how it all goes. So we're at 18 minutes, so I'm going to get off from here. And I look forward to seeing you at the total solar eclipse of 2024, April 8th. Meet me at the eclipse. I'll see you there. Bye-bye.